The Dutton family, a name synonymous with power, loyalty, and brutal drama, is about to face a shift that no one saw coming. But with this change comes a new chapter, one that could tear the family apart, or rebuild it stronger than ever. Let's dive into the shocking twists that are shaking up the Dutton family tree in Season 3. The Duttons have always been a family rooted in strength, but not without their battles. At the core, we have John Dutton, the patriarch whose love for his land and family defines his every decision. His leadership has kept the ranch together, but at what cost? The death of his beloved son Lee left a massive gap, one that his other children, Case, Beth, and Jamie, have struggled to fill. Each one has their own journey, their own problems, and yet they remain tied to their legacy, bound by the unspoken code of family loyalty. Case Dutton, the son who chose to walk away from the ranch for a life in the military, has returned, but not without a darker edge. His relationship with his wife, Monica, and their son, Tate, complicates his ties to the land. Case finds himself caught between his loyalty to his father and his desire to give his family a life outside of the constant violence and power struggles. His past, filled with secrets, continues to haunt him, and his next moves could reshape the future of the ranch. Then there's Beth Dutton, the fiery daughter with a sharp tongue and a heart even sharper. Beth's loyalty to her father is unquestionable, but her bitterness and resentment toward her family, especially Jamie, often pull her into dangerous territory. Her past with Rip, and the scars she carries from a childhood marred by loss, has hardened her. But despite her tough exterior, Beth is vulnerable, a weakness that could be exploited by those who know how to get under her skin. As the Duttons brace for the chaos of Season 3, Beth's actions will be a key factor in how things unfold. And finally, Jamie Dutton. The black sheep of the family, his desire for power and approval from his father, has led him down a path of deceit. His complicated relationship with his biological father, Garrett Randall, plays a big part in his struggle to find his place in the family. Jamie has never quite lived up to John's expectations, and his ambition may finally push him past the point of no return. Season 3 holds the possibility of a reckoning for Jamie, as his loyalty to the Duttons is tested like never before. Each Dutton is a puzzle piece in a family portrait that's far from perfect. But together, they form a bond that runs deeper than just blood. In Season 3, the dynamics within this family are about to shift, and the consequences will be felt far beyond the ranch. What happens next? Only time will tell, but the stage is set for a season of betrayal, alliances, and painful truths. Just when you thought you knew the Dutton family, Season 3 throws in some unexpected twists that could shake everything up. New faces are entering the picture, and these newcomers aren't just any ordinary characters. They have the power to change the very foundation of the Dutton legacy. The family tree is about to expand, and with it comes a whole new set of challenges. First, there's the introduction of new blood, a character who, on the surface, seems to be the perfect addition to the Dutton clan. However, digging deeper reveals secrets that could unravel years of carefully laid plans. This new character's arrival isn't just about adding a fresh face. It's about someone who's been watching the Duttons from afar, learning their every move. This isn't someone with pure intentions, and their true motivations will send shockwaves through the family. Imagine a powerful figure, someone with connections that could change the game for the Duttons. This person may have a deep understanding of the land, the politics, or even the corporate world that the Duttons have yet to fully conquer. While the Duttons are fiercely protective of their land and legacy, this newcomer sees an opportunity, one that could either create an ally or an enemy within the family. It's a delicate balance. One wrong move, and this new player could either become a powerful ally or a dangerous threat to the family. But it's not just about new faces. Bloodlines you never expected will emerge, some long-lost relatives with a claim to the Dutton fortune, These hidden members of the family tree aren't just a surprise for the Duttons, they're a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. As the drama unfolds, these new relatives will force the Duttons to confront uncomfortable truths about their past and question what they thought they knew about their family. The stakes are high, and the Duttons' carefully constructed world may never be the same again. This shift in the family tree is not just about expanding the Dutton legacy, it's about shaking the very core of the family's power. The newcomers will bring fresh perspectives, hidden agendas, and, in some cases, a thirst for revenge. Their arrival will force the Duttons to reassess their alliances, their goals, and their very understanding of what it means to be a Dutton. In the world of the Duttons, trust is a rare commodity, and with new additions to the family, loyalty will be tested like never before. The real question is, will the Duttons accept these new faces, or will their secrets tear the family apart? One thing is for sure. The Dutton family tree is about to grow, and it's not going to be without its share of complications. The path ahead is uncertain, but the drama and tension are just beginning to build. Get ready, because the Duttons are in for a whole new chapter of their story. The Duttons are a family built on loyalty, but in Season 3, even the strongest bonds are about to be tested. This season, allegiances will shift in ways that no one could have predicted. Betrayals will unfold, old grudges will resurface, and the family will be forced to make impossible choices. At the heart of this turmoil is John Dutton, the family patriarch. As the protector of the ranch, John has always kept a tight grip on the reins, ensuring his children toe the line. But now, as external pressures mount and the stakes get higher, John's authority will be challenged by those closest to him. Case, who once stood by his father without question, finds himself caught in a tug-of-war between his loyalty to John and his desire for a life outside the ranch. His relationship with Monica is strained, and the demands of family and duty are pulling him in two different directions. This isn't just a simple family squabble. It's a deep internal conflict that could lead to his ultimate betrayal of the family he spent his life defending. Meanwhile, Beth Dutton, who has always been John's most loyal and fierce supporter, faces her own battles with trust. Her complicated history with Jamie, her hatred for the system that oppresses, her family and her desire for power put her at odds with her father's choices. While she might fight tooth and nail for the Dutton legacy, there are moments when Beth's darker side may lead her to make decisions that could fracture the family forever. Her willingness to use underhanded tactics, even against her own blood, could be the tipping point that changes everything. Can Beth continue to defend the family? Or will her ambitions finally make her a wild card in the game? Then there's Jamie Dutton, who, with his insatiable hunger for power, will find his loyalty tested more than ever. After years of playing second fiddle to John and feeling like the black sheep, Jamie's desire to prove himself takes a darker turn. With his newfound relationship with Garrett Randall, his biological father, Jamie is poised to make a dangerous move that could cut him off from the Duttons completely. But the question remains, is Jamie's betrayal a personal vendetta, or is he genuinely trying to carve out a new path for himself? His shifting loyalty will raise the stakes for everyone around him, and his next move could leave irreparable scars on the Dutton family. As these familial tensions explode, new alliances will form where they are least expected. Individuals who were once outsiders, or even enemies, will join forces with the Duttons, if only to preserve their own interests. In the world of the Duttons, there is no such thing as a permanent ally. The cost of loyalty is high, and with each new betrayal, the lines between right and wrong blur even further. Who can the Duttons trust? And when their own blood turns against them, who will they turn to? Season 3 is set to be the most intense yet, as each family member grapples with their own demons and the dark truths that lie within the Dutton legacy. The question is, who will emerge from the chaos still standing, and at what cost? The future of the Dutton family is anything but certain. For years, they have fought tooth and nail to hold on to their land, power, and legacy. But in Season 3, the question is no longer about what they have. It's about what they will leave behind. The Duttons' grip on their empire is slipping, and the battle to secure their legacy is fiercer than ever. At the heart of this struggle is the ranch. The Duttons have spent generations cultivating and protecting this land, but the forces working against them are growing stronger. With the expansion of corporate interests, political maneuvering, and new players eyeing the ranch, the question becomes, can the Duttons hold on to the land that's been their birthright, or will they be forced to sell out? With land development becoming a growing threat, the Duttons must decide whether to fight for their land or adapt to the changing times. The ranch isn't just a business. It's a symbol of the family's survival, and giving it up means losing everything. John Dutton, the once unshakable leader, finds himself facing the ultimate test, the survival of the family's legacy. His decisions, always guided by a sense of duty to the land and the next generation, become more fraught with moral complexity. The choices John makes in this season will determine not only the future of the ranch, but also the future of the family itself. Does he continue to fight to preserve the old ways, or does he acknowledge that the world is changing and the Duttons must evolve with it? His refusal to compromise has served him well in the past, but as external pressures mount, John's resolve will be tested in ways that could force him to reconsider everything he's fought for. For Case Dutton, the question of legacy is more personal. He's already walked away from the ranch once, seeking peace and distance from the violent history that's defined his family. But as his father faces more pressure, and as the dangers to the ranch escalate, Case is forced to confront the idea that he might be the one to carry the torch. But what kind of future does Case want? A future rooted in the violent history of his family, or one that offers a different path for his wife, Monica, and their son, Tate? Case's choice will not only decide the fate of the ranch, but also the Dutton name. Beth Dutton faces the legacy question from a completely different angle. While her father sees the ranch as the family's greatest asset, Beth sees it as a battlefield, a place where power, not land, is the true prize. Throughout the seasons, she's shown a willingness to do whatever it takes to secure the family's future, even if it means bending the rules, manipulating others, or burning bridges. But in Season 3, Beth's ambitions might push her too far, forcing her to ask whether the legacy she's fighting for is worth the cost. Is she willing to sacrifice everything for power? Or will she come to terms with the Dutton legacy in a way she never expected? The future of the Dutton family is more than just a fight for land. It's about the battle for what the Duttons stand for. Can they continue to survive in a world that's changing, or will their past deeds be their downfall? As the family faces greater challenges than ever before, the legacy of the Duttons will be tested like never before. Their decisions will shape the future, but the question remains, what kind of legacy will they leave behind? Will they endure, or will they become just another chapter in the history of the American West? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the Duttons are about to face their greatest challenge yet. As we near the end of this journey through the Dutton family's tumultuous world, there's one thing we can be sure of. Season 3 has left us with more questions than answers. The tangled web of family loyalties, betrayals, and power struggles is far from over. And while we've gotten a glimpse of what's to come, many mysteries are still hanging in the balance. First, let's talk about the Dutton legacy. It's more fragile than ever. While we've seen John Dutton hold on to power with an iron fist, what happens when he can no longer maintain control? Who will take the reins? Will the Duttons continue their reign as the rulers of the land? Or will someone else rise to take their place? Season 3 has thrown in some game-changing developments, and the true extent of the family's power and influence is still unclear. With John's position under threat and his children stepping up in different ways, the question of succession is one that will continue to haunt the Duttons. Then, There's the unresolved tension between Case and Monica. Their relationship has always been rocky, but Season 3 has pushed it to the edge. Case is caught between his family's legacy and his love for Monica, and as their personal lives begin to collide with the chaos of the Dutton world, the cracks in their relationship are becoming harder to ignore. What will this mean for their future? Will Case choose the ranch, or will his desire for peace lead him to walk away? And more importantly, can they survive the emotional toll that the Dutton name brings? As for Beth Dutton, she's a character whose motivations are as mysterious as her intentions. We know that she's fiercely loyal to her family, but the depths of her bitterness and ambition have been brewing for years. Season 3 has made it clear that Beth isn't playing by anyone's rules. But what is she truly after? What lines will she cross to protect her family's legacy, and will her ruthless nature come back to haunt her? There's still so much left unsaid about Beth's true desires, and as her relationship with Rip evolves, we're left wondering if she can ever truly find peace. And of course, let's not forget about Jamie Dutton. His search for approval from his father, John, has been a driving force throughout the series, but the cracks in his loyalty are growing wider. In Season 3, Jamie's decision-making has taken a dangerous turn, and we're left questioning whether he will ultimately betray his family, or if he's finally stepping into his own power. As we watch Jamie's story unfold, it's clear that his future with the Duttons is anything but certain. Will he remain loyal, or will the weight of his ambition tear him apart from the inside? Lastly, there's the looming question of the land itself. With corporate interests, political forces, and new players all threatening the Dutton Empire, the ranch may be facing its greatest challenge yet. What lengths will the Duttons go to in order to protect it? And what happens when those outside the family seek to claim what's theirs? The fate of the Dutton land is the ticking clock that keeps us all on edge, and with each passing moment, the stakes only get higher. As we close this chapter on the Duttons, we're left with more questions than ever before. What happens when the past collides with the future? Who will stand and who will fall? The Dutton family may have weathered countless storms, but what lies ahead could be the most dangerous challenge they've ever faced. Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure: the drama is far from over. And with Season 3 still unfolding, we're only just beginning to see the real consequences of the choices that have been made. Keep watching, because the Duttons are only getting started.